I think we're a bunch of distracted people. That's the truth. By the way, hello everyone, Judd here, and welcome to the channel. As my previous statement, this is going to be a relatively short video because I didn't really put up a bunch of notes, but this is pretty much very much observational. Things that I've observed, and I pretty much live in rural Vermont. Well, all of Vermont's pretty much rural, but we do have some bigger cities where there's a lot of different thinking going on. But out here, for a small town, it's still kind of a rural environment. But one of the things I've been thinking a lot about lately is just how distracted we are as a society. And it's just mind-boggling. And I'm not talking just about society as a whole. I mean, also myself, that we have these devices, and I would hold mine up and I'm recording on it, which is kind of ironic that I am doing a little talk today on being distracted on the devices that we're very much distracted on. And I think I think it's kind of done intentionally that way. Matter of fact, I've heard a lot of people say it is intentional. If you ever read the book 1984, they talk about how as long as the people have their beer and their entertainment, then they're very submissive. They'll just go along with the flow. And I hate to say it, I think it's pretty much the truth. Heaven forbid you take away something that that they hold as a form of entertainment, things that keep their mind busy. One of the things I'm, for the last month, been on medical leave. I go back to work next week, and I just really noticed that the amount of time that I spend on my phone just flipping through the reels. I mean, YouTube Shorts, Facebook Reels, TikTok. It was Clapper for a while. Instagram, you just don't. You're not paying attention to the time. Very distracting. And in the last few weeks, I just finally decided to start getting rid of some of those platforms. If I'm not really using it to edify myself or edify others, then it needs to go. Basically, right now, I am just using Facebook. I got my own private account on there. I'm using YouTube. I don't know, if things progress on here, I might go back to getting X again to help promote the channel. But we'll see. But yeah. I know a long time ago when they were in the 1800s, when they started, printing out the individual newspapers, that they were all afraid that people weren't going to talk to each other. And, because that was a big thing, was to communicate with each other, that people, when they're on the bus and everything, everyone's going to be in their own world. They were to a point, but people had the newspaper, at least, people from across from you were seeing articles and strike up a conversation about the articles that they were reading. So really that didn't go away, but now we're completely distracted. We're not really seeing what the other person's looking at. Go on a trip, you don't know if person next to you is reading a digital book, or if they're watching a short, or reading some sort of a news article or movie, whatever, because we can do so much on our phones anymore. It's quite ridiculous. And I know this particular phone, I've had it for getting close to 4 years now. And I decided I'm going to get my money's worth out of it. And, I've recorded podcasts, I've done videos, done photography with it. I've done anything I could to really get my money's worth. But the biggest thing that I've really noticed that really hits me hard is just the scrolling. And it's that dopamine hit that really gets you. It's like, for whatever reason, you have to have that dopamine hit. So what are we going to do? How do we combat this? I've actually found myself at times, if I'm just going to the store, decide to leave my phone behind. There have been times if I'm driving, go somewhere, I'll leave my car, not the car, but I'll leave the phone in the car. You know, don't really need it at work. It's kind of a distraction too. How many people I'll see, I'm trying to do my work, and I'll be walking by other people's work areas, and there they are flipping through their phone in between jobs or whatever. We're really addicted to these things, and I think that's what they want. They want us to be addicted. They don't want us to have any original thought. And it was just it was last week before last, I was listening to a podcast, and they were talking about, I want to say it was Mike Rose, the way I heard it. I can't remember who the guest he had, but they kind of brought up the fact that how all this information we have on our phones, that we just kind of lost wonder. We've as much as knowledge it's a fantastic thing, that we kind of lost the wonder of everything. And once again, that kind of comes from the whole just kind of being addicted to it. But anyways, it's kind of how our society is going to, and pretty soon it's what they're asking us to do is to how they're going to control us. If something happens where it looks like we could lose our information, there's a good chance that they're going to turn that. Just the threat of that, they'll probably have people in compliance. Now, if you're like me and you've been divorced and you've been trying to start over, probably at the very beginning stages, you've found yourself scrolling on these things and going to places that you really shouldn't, just to get that dopamine hit. So, yeah, it's something else. But, friend, I want to tell you right now, friend, that there's hope. We can start monitoring ourselves on these things. If it's at work, perhaps turning it off when we're at work. Maybe turn it on at break time or whatever, just to check messages. Yeah, the sun's finally coming out. But anyways, we need to live a life that's a lot less distracted and have ourselves a little bit more wonder. Pay attention to what's going on around us. We'll probably get more done and have more of an idea what needs to be done. It's kind of like I said, this distraction is not a side effect, it's intentional. They know what they're doing. And considering that, not long ago, I got to see a study that they were talking about a hypnotic light that comes off your cell phone. And us sitting here talking, we're not going to notice it too much in the middle of the day. Like right now, the sun just came out. I'm not going to notice it. Where I'm going to notice it is if I go inside. I got the screen on, and I'm looking at things through more like a night vision. Like if I was to have my screen, if I was to go through my Ring doorbell at night, you'll see a pulse from the off the phone to help keep us focused on it. Yeah, it's time. It's time to put these things away and start paying attention to what's around us. Quit trying to be so distracted in our lives. Start paying attention to our loved ones. Start paying attention to the opportunities that we just might have. Get ourselves in shape. Start eating better. Well, let's discover life is a whole awful lot better. And it's bad enough right now that we have people in positions that they shouldn't be in, telling us what to eat, where to go, when to go, what to do. what to say, you know, it's, yeah, it's time. It's time for all of us to start waking up, get on with life. So, about this mug a couple months ago, and maybe not even that. It might have been back in February. I bought it, and it's American flag. It's not a travel mug at all. Matter of fact, I got a ceramic lid for it inside, but it's got a handle of a pew pew, and I think this is actually why I bought it. It's just it's got a built-in fidget. Yeah, I know it's supposed to mimic a barrel or a yeah, but it's I'm a collector of mugs. I remember my daughter one time. Particularly ones with Sasquatch on them, and my daughter, I think a mug came in and I pulled it out of the box, started washing it. She walks up to me, she goes, "Another one?" And I got probably more mugs than I typically would use. So, hey, you gotta. We all have to have a hobby. So that being said, let's start paying attention to what's around us and the people who are around us. Get out in nature, start walking around. In fact, that's probably the best thing to do. Not joking. I was reading a book called Wild at Heart, and I can't even think of the author's full name. I probably will as soon as I turn this off. But he talks about going for man. We all have this need to actually be out in nature. We all have this desire, just to find ourselves out in the woods. Believe it or not, being out in the woods, that's probably one of the best places to be if you're trying to clear your head on things. If you want to get away from these electronic devices, that's probably one of the best places to go. Just leave your phone in the car, go on a hike. Where I live, there's all kinds of places to go hiking. Make sure you leave that phone behind. Whatever your device is, iPad, touch, whatever your touchpad, your phone, whatever it is, leave that in your car. Get out in the woods. You'll find yourself reconnected, a lot less distracted. If you're a Christian man as myself, that's a great place to talk to God. Even better place to go out and let God talk to you. I was told years ago that if you ever really want to have a talk with God, if you really want God to talk to you, not only with the scriptures, but go out in the woods, go out there for an hour or two, clear your head. You heard me, clear your head. It takes about 30 minutes to quiet down your brain. God will not talk to you if you're full of distractions. Starting to catch a little thing here. God will not talk to you if you're full of distractions. So before we leave, we just tell you right now, put the phone away. Since you're done listening to this, turn it off. Put it on your nightstand. Go on a walk. Get in your car. Drive through the woods. The woods are in the back of your house, and go out in the woods. Take a walk. If not, drive to a trail. Do whatever you have to do. Excuse me. Get out there. Quiet your brain. And pay attention to what God's trying to tell you. You might be surprised. Till the next time, folks.